Hi, I'm Stacy Hayward, and I'm a photographer in the Niagara region. I specialize in weddings, as well as infant, family, maternity, a little bit of everything. I do really enjoy the weddings, though. I've been shooting for about 3 years on my own. I believe that in my early days of learning how to blog stock, I typed in Niagara photographers, and Bryan was one of the first ones that came up on Google for me. Checked out his work, fell in love with it, was very inspiring. I got the opportunity to meet Bryan at the Niagara wedding show about 2 years ago, I believe. And it was really kind of neat because it was a surprise. I had no idea he would be there, and kind of felt like a schoolgirl a little bit. I was excited to meet him. I don't know, it was kind of neat because I've been following his work for a while, and then to meet him in person, and yeah, that was really neat. And then from there, he talked about the We Niagara Photographer group and invited me to come along. We Niagara Photographers is a group of local photographers. We get together and we consult with each other, we go over our different styles, take advice from each other. Bryan's kind of like the leader in all of it. He gets the meetings together. A lot of times they take place at his studio, and he helps us all to become a group who's working together rather than against each other, because unfortunately in this kind of business there's a lot of competition, and it's kind of nice to be able to get together with locals who have the same visions, who have the same goals, and we can learn from each other, and it's really nice. Okay, the reason that I appreciate Bryan and his style is because I feel as though his work tells a story, and that's very close to my heart. It's not just going and snapping some pictures of somebody's big day or of the family or children or whatnot. It's all about telling a story. It's very important to me, and I realized to Bryan as well that you know, years down the road when people are looking at their photography, they're going to, it's not just the pictures, it's the stories behind them. That is going to be something that they're going to want to remember. And I think, again, the reason why I was so attracted to Bryan's style of photography is because it's something that I strived to do as well. I feel like I've come a long way. I still feel like I have a long way to go, and I truly feel that Bryan is a leader in that sort of style of photography. A lot of photojournalistic photography has become more popular, and it's something that I've taken on as well, and I feel like I can learn a lot from Bryan. So when it came time to get our family photos done, it's something that I try and do yearly. It doesn't always happen yearly, but definitely once every couple of years with my growing family. I have 3 children, again, one of whom's autistic, and it was very important to me, especially because of my little guy's autism. He's not your typical 5-year-old where he's just going to look at the camera and, you know, say cheese and do what you want him to do necessarily. He's very much a free spirit as well. Our family's kind of that way as well, and I wanted somebody that was going to be able to capture the essence of our family. And I know a lot of local photographers, and you know, I knew I had a decision to make, but it wasn't real difficult. First person that popped into my mind was Bryan. Thankfully, he was available. It took us a little while to eventually get our schedules worked out and get together, but and I really wanted somebody that was going to capture the essence of who we are as a family. And I can say now, months down the line, that my home is covered in the portraits that Bryan took of us that day, and he really, really did capture who we are as a family. That was most important to me. That was accomplished, and that's, you know, he actually did more than that. It wasn't just capturing us as a family. It was capturing the fun that we had that day. He made it a lot of fun. I mean, we're the type of family that likes to have a blast all the time anyway, but Bryan added to that, and my kids really, really interacted with him well. I mean, even the dog we had at the time loved Bryan. And you know what? It didn't seem like a chore. I mean, I used to work at Sears. I see how people would come in all stressed out, telling their kids to smile and, you know, whatever, and explain to Bryan how it was important to me to just let the kids do what they were going to do and capture that. You know, throwing leaves up in the air and throwing the grass, rolling down the hill. That's the stuff I want to remember. He was still able to capture some traditional family pictures for me, which was nice as well, because I wanted a mix. But the ones that really mean the most to me are the ones that Bryan was able to capture where we were just being us. As for turnaround time, when it came to seeing the previews of our portraits and actually getting our portraits, another thing that Bryan and I have in common is getting our work out very quickly, and I was totally able to appreciate being on the other side of the camera and knowing the excitement and the anticipation of actually seeing those photos. I did my best to try not to email Bryan too many times. I didn't actually have to because I had proofs up within just a few days, and it was hard for me to wait even those few hours or few days, but once I see them, it was well worth it, and I had my prints in my hands, within just a few days, and it was awesome. Now, absolutely, when it comes to many avenues of photography, including like the weddings, family, whatnot, if you're looking for somebody that is going to capture who you are and why you're doing what you do, Bryan is definitely top-notch, and I would recommend him to absolutely anybody, again, who's looking for somebody just to capture you being you. And honestly, as a fellow photographer, it's very important to me. And again, being on the other side of the camera, I can see that Bryan was able to capture exactly what it was that I was looking for. And, through his other work, I can see that he does that for absolutely every client that he has. He cares a lot. He throws everything he has into what he does. And that's part of the reason why I respect him so much.